Hello, everybody. Welcome to Star Trek New Worlds in our Trek Talk episode. So this is the first time we've ever done this. It'll be exciting to see, and I will very shortly here be moving straight into our four-way screen. For those of you who are joining us live on YouTube, of which there are 4 of you at this late hour on Labor Day, thanks for taking the time. If you're catching us on the replay, thank you for joining us on this one-of-a-kind, or at least first-time trying Trek Talk discussion. Let me slide over to our sort of big chit-chat panel here that you can see here. And this is, as you can see, there are 4 screens. In the bottom corner there, we can see Daniel, who is wearing the fedora and rocking the office there. Somewhere Jim is also on the call. I don't know which window he's in, but the question is, Jim and Daniel, can you hear me? Because we can hear you. Do. Hold on. Testing. No. Always exciting. So they can't hear me, but I can hear them. So the question is, why is that? Let's see. I can hear chitter chatter in the background. Someone's listening to a radio. I can hear you, Jim.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Jim. Yes, Jim. Why can't you hear me is the question.
In the bottom corner there, we can see Daniel.
You can hear me.
Wearing the fedora and rocking the.
So you can hear in the background, Jim is listening to me. I can hear my voice on his speakers. The question is, Jim, can you kill your speakers and put on a headset, or make that go through your headset?
Daniel, you hear me?
Let's see.
Because we can hear you.
I can hear you through YouTube, but I'm seeing the YouTube, and it's about a minute lagged.
Yeah, there's a minute lag between YouTube and what we're showing live here. So
I can hear you through YouTube, but not.
Always exciting. So they can't hear me. But
yes. Okay. Let's see. Channel mixer.
I think that's Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel was talking. So the question is, how do we make that work? Set toggle for inputs. Subscriber channel. This is the first time doing this, so it's going to be a little fun. I'll have to do some editing on the back end to try and make this better for everybody. So there's the noise gate EQ. That's not what I want. How do I mess with the bus? Is the question. Because I know I can. You should be able to hear me.
Yeah, if we try and use the YouTube to listen to what he's saying, it's about a minute and a half behind.
Yep. Headphones. Can you hear me now? 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 Nope. Okay. Well, first time trying this. What can I say? It's exciting and delighting.
What he's saying, it's about a minute and a half behind.
Yeah. Okay. How can we make this better? I don't know. I can hear you on YouTube, of course. Yes, you guys can hear me on YouTube, but you can't hear me in real time.
What can I say? It's exciting and delighting.
I don't know how to fix that unless. Hold on.
How can we make this
Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Don't know.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Nope.
I can hear you on YouTube, of course.
Okay.
Yes, you guys can hear me on YouTube. You can't hear me.
Are you in one of the channels?
So for those of you who are watching, and for Daniel and Jim who are in this, so the audio for this should be in this window here, or in this screen, and it obviously isn't coming through for them. They can't hear me, but I can hear them. So the question is, why is that? And I don't know how I can change it.
Testing.
I can hear you, Daniel.
For Daniel and Jim Brand.
I can hear you.
So the audio for this should be in this window here, or in this screen.
Yeah, I don't know. Jim, are you in 2 different calls? You're in 2 different calls.
The question is why is that? I don't know.
All right, I'm going to close
I don't
one.
know how I can change it.
Testing.
I can hear you, Daniel.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, I can hear you on YouTube, but there's a delay, of course, mine and Daniel's end. Yeah. So the question is, how do I make
It's
a
it so you
challenge.
can hear me?
Jim, are you in 2 different calls? You're in 2 different calls.
I logged out of a few.
I'm gonna close one.
Okay, Mixer. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you on YouTube.
And you guys still can't hear me, eh? No matter what happens here. I'm changing around the bus, you still can't hear me. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Nope. Nothing. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am not sure how best to fix this. I'm not able to get them in.
Okay.
Unless I could try...
You guys still can't hear me, eh?
Hold on. I'm going to try this a different way.
Change it
I'm
around.
going to close out these calls and then try it again. So I'm going to close this one. I'll close this one. Close this one. All right, let's try this again. Add input. Video call. Here is the link. But not on vMix. Yep. Okay. Whoops. Daniel, try this. Paste. All right, so there's that call. Let's add that in here. We'll add that in. Call Daniel. Okay. Call Daniel. Okay. So Daniel, did you join that link? Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Yeah, Jim. Oh my goodness. All right, let's try this one more time. I'm going to add another call. This one is for Jim. Jim, this is your link. Paste. Okay. Love doing stuff on the fly. Makes it all that much more exciting. All right. I can hear something. Daniel. Okay, Jim, can you hear me? Okay. I can see both. I can see Daniel.
All right.
Okay. There we go.
Something.
You still can't hear me.
Hello?
Daniel.
I can hear Daniel.
Okay, Jim, can you hear me?
On YouTube, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I can see.
And you still can't hear me. Why can't you hear me?
Okay.
I can't for the life of me figure out why you can't hear me.
You still can't hear me.
Nope, can't hear you.
So weird.
I can hear Daniel.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
On YouTube, yes.
I can hear you both.
You still can't hear me. Why?
All right. So, how?
And I can't hear Jim either.
Life of me figure out why you.
So strange. I don't understand.
Nope, can't hear you.
Unless, here's a question for you.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
All right.
So for some reason, maybe your mic can't work with both pieces of software.
It should all work yeah, it should all work together. It should all work
Can you hear me now?
together.
Can you hear me now?
I've done it before.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can't hear me.
For some reason, maybe your mic can't work with both pieces of software.
It should all work in.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, it should all work.
Okay, so I'm switching over to this and switching back. And can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No, still can't hear me.
I've done it before.
Well, boys, I don't know what to do to fix this problem.
Should all work in. All right, hold on. Yeah, it should all work. Okay, so I'm switching over to this and switching back.
Yep.
And can you hear me? Can you hear me?
And
Nope, still can't hear me.
all right. Well, that's the audio line. That's my audio.
Well, boys, I don't know what to do to fix this problem.
Jim, can you hear me?
Can hear
You
the
could just like
background,
take over and we could just
Daniel.
chat
One.
with text.
We could do that. Could do that. Let me try this last thing.
All right. Well,
Channel mixer.
boys, I don't know.
All right, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Daniel? Can you hear me, Daniel? Nope. All right, there's feedback coming
You could
from
just
Jim.
like take over and we could just chat with text.
We could do that.
All right. Well, I guess that's it then, gents. Unfortunately, that attempt didn't work out, so I apologize for the sort of the group call thing not working. I wish it did. Maybe I can switch things up a little bit. All right. I was gonna maybe take a quick walk through the sort of the live strategy that I went through to launch the attack on the Carnivon, and I can do that by sharing the map like I do during the normal game or during the normal live stream. So here, for example, we've got the border in turn 73. This is before the attack. Smitty here, Daniel. Well, we can work it out some other time. Yeah, we can work out the kinks some other time. So this is turn 73, and I just want to show you the quick progression as we go here. So this is turn 73, then we go to turn 74, and then turn 75. Let me just roll that down. So 73, 74, 75. So in the first turn, this is sort of before the initial sort of attack, and that is, as you can see, everything is sort of pre-positioned. We got a couple of exploration and cruisers sort of in the vicinity. You've got Joint Task Force Bravo here on this YBS. This YBS is here, and I've got a base that I've built up here. And you've got basically all my units pre-positioned. Joint Task Force Bravo, which is really the fleet that's up there, or sorry, Beta, excuse me. Joint Task Force Beta. So you can see here, this is Joint Task Force Beta. This is the big meat and potatoes. We got old school W era cruiser, a command cruiser from the Y era, a bunch of F4s, so a total of 5, 6, 11. And then I've got 6, 7, and then a crippled one here, so that makes 8 total frigates. So a bunch of ships here, basically with the intent, of course, of going out and blowing up the odd base, and then being able to take resources. So if we take away ships real quick, as a highlight of the bases that are here, we've got this YDK under construction or being upgraded from a YBS here in the hex just above my bases. We've got a YBS here, here, and here. So 1, 2, 3. We've got this YDK, which is positioned very close to Echo. And then, of course, a YBS right beside the planet, a YBS here, and a YDK here along this path. So there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bases in this area that I want to get rid of. So in the first round, I launched a devastating attack, as you can see, and blew out the base that was here right beside the planet. I blew out the YDK that was right here. I blew out the base that was here, the base, the YBS that was being upgraded to a YDK here, and then the YBS that was being blown out, or that was here in Mike 37. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was a base also here on Arbor, 6. So 6 bases destroyed in that initial volley. And then in this most recent turn that happened, the follow-up, there was a couple other things like this YDK getting blown out here, and the one YBS that was in between these two planets blown out there as well. So if we go back to the very first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a total of 8 bases devastated in 2 turns. And by the end of it, of course, now the Carnivon have reclaimed that colony planet. But as you can see, devastation of most of the infrastructure in that area. And if we look at just the bases remaining, we've got a YDK in the north, 2 YBSs in the south, obviously this YBS here on this minor planet, and then of course this guy over here. So the infrastructure that was devastated was the kicker. And so as per the phase 1 and phase 2 of my plan, phase 1 devastate the bases, phase 2 take the resources and pop a base or 2. That was kind of the progression there as we go. So that was the strategy, the implementation, and now we're sort of entering into what we'll call phase 3 of the attack, or the campaign, which is sort of engaging in a more knife fight, shall we say, with the Carnivon. And it'll be really interesting to see how this goes forward, because, again, taking away the ships, 1 YDK here, there's a YDK also up here in on the Hydran capital, but 1 YDK here, and in the Hydran capital, the Carnivon capital, there is just 1 YDK, and it looks like they're building another YBS to increase their defensive capacity and, of course, their repair capacity. So interesting to see the amount of just the amount of repair capacity they have remaining and the amount of damage that has been done. So with that said, yeah, that's sort of the progression at that point. That was sort of, I wanted to start that off as perhaps our point of conversation, our chit chat, and then maybe roll on to figure out how to be able to sort of go forward from there, or other things that you wanted to talk about, anything about Trek, anything about, I don't know. What do you guys think? I got, close this guy out. I'm going to try one more time here. Allow only direct peer-to-peer connections. Show advanced options. Low latency mode. No. So what do we got in the chat? Any comments? What do you guys think? I'm trying to think about how I could do this. Allow only direct peer-to-peer connections. Let's see. try one more time. Yo, you can see my screen there. Add that call in. And away we go. Yeah, so what do you guys think? Let me know, let me know, let me know. I'm going to try this one more time with the rumble in the background. The call manager. Daniel, there's how to do base assaults, use ground troops, and capital assaults. Advanced settings, remote guest video bandwidth, show blank frame and disconnect. Audio source, master. Yeah, video source, master. Yeah. Audio source. Sorry guys, I'm like looking at this. How do I? And settings. Allow only direct peer-to-peer remote guest booth. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's the remote bit. Oh goodness. Try that again. Oh dear. How exciting. Copy. Now why isn't it letting me? There we go. Okay. I'm gonna try this one at a time. Maybe I can make this work. All right, back into Discord we go. All right, Daniel, try this one. This one. Okay, this is Daniel only. Daniel only, please. Daniel only. Then we'll get Jim. And then I will try. Boom. Okay. All right. Daniel, initiative. We can talk about initiative. How initiative works, including the double tap when initiative switches. Yes. Well, okay. So
right.
while... Oh, I hear something. Who just did that? I heard someone join. No? Okay. So let's talk about initiative real quick.
Daniel, initiative. Talk about initiative.
I can hear someone.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear.
Well, okay, so while... Oh, I hear something.
Daniel, I can hear you.
Someone joined.
I cannot see you.
No? Okay.
And you can't hear me.
So, let's talk about initiative real quick.
Sounded like
I
Daniel,
can hear someone. Hello.
but
Yes,
you still can't hear
I can hear
me.
you. I can hear.
Call Dizzle. Why is that being so
Daniel, I
difficult?
can hear you.
Audio source. Headphones. Headphones. We can see you, but you still can't hear me. Okay, that's fine. Stand by. Compressor. Noise gate. Okay. Audio line. Audio line. Channel mixer. Headphones. Okay. Can you hear that? Compressor. Boom, boom, boom. Okay.
Is that people playing poker in the background?
It's a bar scene.
You still can't hear me.
All right. Let's get rid of that. Okay. I can hear myself. Can you hear me?
Okay.
No.
Is that people playing poker?
Okay, channel mixer.
All
right.
It's a bar scene.
Hold on.
All right.
There we go. Master. Headphones.
Okay. Can hear
Okay.
myself.
Now I've taken that out, and you still can't hear me, eh? Still can't hear what I'm saying.
All right, I entirely killed Discord in case that matters.
Oh! Yeah, if you guys have Discord up, then that may be the issue. Try leaving and coming back in. That might be it. Okay, hold on. Boom, boom, boom.
Still can't hear you.
Can't hear what I'm saying.
Okay,
All right, I entirely killed Discord in case that matters.
here it comes.
Oh, yeah. If you guys have Discord up, then that may be the issue. Try leaving and coming back in.
I have another idea. What if...
Can't hear you.
Leaving now. Yep. And join again. Okay. Daniel has left. The question is, will he come back? And if when he does come back, there he's back. Can you hear me?
You know, there is no symbol on the bottom of this thing for the incoming volume. How do I even know?
Yeah, good question. Okay. How do we do this? This should work. I don't know why it's being so difficult. All right. What if we did...
Hear me?
You know, there is no symbol on the bottom of this thing for...
All right. To be fair, I don't know how to fix what's going on. So let's talk about initiative real quick. Initiative in the game is determined per the economy of the player. So, for example, if we go into the map, like for example the most recent map, we can see here that if we pull up EP, you can tell that, by example, the Klingons have 64.5 collective EP versus the Carnivon 31.5, and they're in alliance with the Hydrons, and so they add the Hydron 10. So it's a total of 41.5 versus the 64.5. The previous turn, the initiative was switched. My collective economy, I think, was 53, and theirs was either 15 or 17 of the Hydrons plus the 44, I think it was, of the Carnivon. So they were over my 53. And so I go first, then the Carnivon go next. And so I maintained, when I did the attack in my progression here. So in turn 73, I'll move my head to the other side. In turn 73, when I did my initial attack, you'll see that I blew out bases, but I didn't take resources. In the second phase, I took resources and cleaned up the last of the bases, switching the initiative. This allowed me to go 1-2 effectively before the Carnivon could respond, assuming that they weren't anticipating my attack when I initially moved. So in turn 73, I moved and attacked. Then the Carnivon get the map back and go, oh my God, he hit me here, 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 here. And then they start to move their ships in response. But because I still have initiative, I go first before the Carnivon has an opportunity to move. I effectively get to move twice before the Carnivon get to effectively react. And so as a result, I move once, I move twice, and then the Carnivon ships are able to effectively move in response to what I've been doing. Yes, of course, in turn 73, when I moved initially on this map, they get to move their turn, but assuming and they did not effectively anticipate what I was going to do, then they weren't able to move their ships in the right place. So, for example, Coyote Band 1 in this turn moved back to Whiskey 40, and then in the turn 74, which was phase 2 of my attack, you can see that those fleets were there, and therefore they weren't in a position to be able to respond to defend this YDK when they moved back from this base. So, and they didn't even have reaction orders written in such a way to react to defend it. So I moved first, then they moved, and then I moved again. And so in the second phase of my attack, then they responded, and that's when they attacked me back, and we had some bloody back and forth. But now with the initiative switching, so I moved, then they moved for this turn that you see, and for the turn that we're going to be submitting, they're going to move first, and then I'm going to move second. So while I can certainly anticipate what it is they're going to do, I can write my orders in such a way that I can predict what they might be doing in response. The chance is that effectively they get to move twice. They get to move at the end of this turn, or like in the back end of this turn, and then they get to move first again without me being able to move my ships. So whereas in the initial attack from my phase 1 to phase 2, I moved twice before they could effectively respond to what I was doing. Now they get to do the same to me from essentially my phase 2 into my phase 3. They get to move at the end of this turn. They moved into where they are now. They get to move again, and then I get to respond. So essentially, all the ships that were crippled, they get to attack and try and take out, and then I get to respond in kind. Now, there is an advantage to being second in initiative in that when you are second in initiative, your opponent gets to move, they attack you, and then your turn starts. So functionally, you could have an order written in your contingencies whereby if your ships are based on YDKs or bases, they can repair at the start of their turn, move out and attack your enemy who has just finished beating you up, and they're all crippled, but they don't have the opportunity to repair. So you could sit there, take a couple punches, and then give them a good right cross, and they don't have the ability to repair those ships before you attack again. This could be an advantage when it comes to attacking a base. For example, if they were assaulting yours and they were unsuccessful in taking it out, but then you repair your ships and then you launch your attack forward, like a counterattack, they don't have the capacity to be able to repair their ships, and therefore you catch them off guard. It could be that they've retrograded or moved to a location that is outside of the reaction range of where you're trying to attack to, and then you do that. There's a lot of potential advantages that you can leverage when you're on the second half of initiative, when you're fighting a one-on-one battle. It gets even more complicated when you might be fighting multiple other factions, but especially in this case where we've got basically a one-on-one, Carnivons versus Klingons, it'll be very interesting to see how and if I, as the Klingons, can take advantage of this initiative switch and sort of being that the environment has changed, create a circumstance whereby I can take advantage and put the Carnivons sort of on their heels a bit. We'll see how it works. Like I say, they get to go first, so we'll have to see how things change. But it'll be very interesting to see how this dynamic goes forward, because it's going to be very interesting to see how the Carnivon respond to how I attack and sort of try and take out their various resources and so on. Yeah, it's going to be a very dynamic and very interesting sequence of events. So yeah. Hey, Carl. Hello. Let me go back into the live streaming chat. Yeah, so for those of you guys who are catching us now, We tried to get this sort of four-way chit-chat to work, and it didn't. I will have to find an opportunity to try and test that again at a later time. But yeah, that didn't work out so well this time around. Maybe this is sort of a test kind of live stream to be able to see if it would work or not. No luck, I guess. Yeah. So with the amount of time that we have here, maybe just another 20 minutes or so, is there anything that you guys want to discuss? Anything you guys want to go over? Do you have any questions about that sort of initiative switch that's happening between me and the Carnivon? Is there some element that we can explore and discuss in greater detail? One of the folks in our Discord channel, actually, speaking of Discord channel, let's take a moment and let me share with you what our Discord channel looks like. So you can see here, let me move my head to the other side. Whoop. So you can see here we've got our Discord chitter chatter. We've got a number of channels here. We've got our base general channel. We've got our New Worlds general chat. You can see here we've also got our Into the Void campaign and the general channel that's going on there. We have story narrative channels that talk about all the different campaign pieces. You can see here there's the GM's Daniel, his Galaxy Today headline news that's come in here. We've also got story narrative stuff for the Into the Void campaign, which is very interesting to see how that's sort of evolving. Yeah, we've got the sort of general stuff. We got a diplomacy channel to be able to sort out what's going on when it comes to perhaps what's going on between different factions. We also have diplomacy channels, voice channels for that here. And of course, we talk about rules questions. We've got a whole bunch. We've got strategy and tactics, talking about what works and what doesn't work. And of course, like I say, the story bit is where I get sort of the fun of it all. Specifically, most recently was the back and forth, as you can see, stirring the pot was the joke that I was making at the time. The back and forth around the news conference that the Carnivons were holding in response to the Klingon attacks, which I thought was very, very fun, going back and forth. So yeah, it was good. I called by example. I called the Klingon news agency Klaxon Alert Headline News, Con here. Have the Carnivon attempted any diplomatic outreach to the Klingons? Would there be any opportunity for a negotiated solution to the conflict? And of course, their response was, they attacked us without a declaration of war. Why should we make the first move? When they return to their borders and hand over the war criminals who attacked bases and ships at peace, then we will consider it. I find that an amusing, back and forth there. So anyways, that's our Discord channel, just as a quick example of what we have on the go. Yeah, I suffered the same switch. It's a good learning curve, Jim says. Yep. Yeah. It'll be very interesting, like I say, to see what happens between the Carnivon and the Klingons as we sort of roll this forward. It becomes easier for the Carnivons. However, in the sense of like making your initial orders, the challenge will be, will the Klingons be able to effectively take advantage of that? Like I was trying to describe the sort of last move advantage. Will they be able to take advantage of that? And if they do, like if I can, will that throw the Carnivons off? For example, they will anticipate that they have the ability to do X, Y, or Z in the next turn as far as their planning goes. Like, we're going into turn 75. So for turn 76, they figure they can do this. And then turn 77, they can do this. And then in turn 78, they'll do the third step in their three-step plan. If I, by example, can effectively perhaps read the tea leaves or anticipate what's going on and write contingency orders that will I don't know, throw a wrench in that plan or create an unexpected outcome that I can then leverage and take advantage of. How will the Carnivon adapt to that? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this kind of all works out. And of course, it'll be more challenging for me on the back end, trying to respond and write orders in a way that allows me the most amount of latitude and flexibility to respond in a way that will, kick ass and take names, so to speak, cause a lot of damage and all that business. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that works. But looking forward to seeing how that's going to evolve as the campaign rolls on. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Maybe next time I'll just try a one-on-one and see if that works. I know we've done this before. We did our blood wine, brews and blood wine with Daniel, and that worked. For some reason, this didn't, and I don't know why, and I don't know how to fix that for next time. Maybe prior to the live stream, we get those folks who are going to be on the call to join ahead of time. We kind of tried to do that this time, though. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. We'll have to try it again. I don't know. Either way, we'll come up with a way to do it next time. Test it, make it work, and at the very least, maybe just get audio in. The big thing is we could hear them, but they couldn't hear us. And so why is that an issue? I don't know. We'll have to figure it out next time and come up with a solution that maybe works best for you, the audience, and we can do a real live stream on that. Either way, sorry for the fumble, and we'll endeavor to keep going. Other than that, I guess that's pretty much it. I don't really have much else to share unless you guys got a question or something to add or something you want to mention. I guess with that said, that's pretty much it. I'll sign off for now, and I'll try and retool and make this Trek talk better next time. Anyways, guys, have a great rest of your Labor Day. I hope this coming week, short week that it is good times for all of you. And we will talk next week. Quick, everyone here on the call will know, or on the stream will know, but next week we'll have we won't have a turn reveal. We won't have a turn reveal, but we'll have sort of maybe a discussion about some of the points that were going on, or pre-recorded video talking about particular aspect of the rules or things that are going on in the game, in order to be able to address the fact that we won't be able to do a live stream on Saturday. I mean, we'll do something. We'll make sure we have something out there for you guys, but we just won't be able to do it the same way we normally do because of some real life stuff that's getting in the way. So all good. See you guys later, and I will talk to you later this week. Ciao for now.